let's start with Conor McGregor. What's the feeling in the UFC community, in the mixed martial arts community, as to whether or not this is good for the growth of their sport, that Conor McGregor goes and says, you know what, I'll stand up and I'll be in a boxing match with pound for pound the greatest fighter currently in the world?
Well, regardless of how he performs, if this fight does become an eventuality, I still think it's a win for the UFC. Even if this thing is promoted poorly, Doug, I think you're looking at 2.5 million pay-per-view buys, and you know it's going to be promoted very well. So I think it's a win for the UFC. Even these ongoing discussions are a win for the UFC. The fact that the biggest fight for Floyd Mayweather right now is a mixed martial artist who is 2-1 over his last 3. I mean, that's a win. So whether or not the fight comes together, I think it's still probably 50-50, maybe inching towards 60-40 that it will happen. But again, press is press, and it's going to be good for the UFC if this thing does come together.
I agree, which is why I don't understand why Floyd Mayweather would do it. I mean, I guess that it's money, but he already has a ton of money, and you're like, well, there's no such thing as too much money. Like, okay, but it feels like only downside for Floyd.
I totally agree. And again, you know, I got into mixed martial arts as a boxing guy, right? So for Mayweather's legacy, this would be catastrophic, I think, to lose to a mixed martial artist. And not only does Conor McGregor have a puncher's chance, I'm far less dismissive of McGregor's chances, but he can change the complexion of this fight with a clash of heads, an incidental headbutt, a low blow to get Mayweather off of his game. You just never know what could happen. And for Mayweather to take that risk just for the payday, I agree with you. It could be legacy tarnishing. I just don't see a lot of upside on the Mayweather side at all.